welcome to another episode of Where's Woody. Today I made a journey all the way to Somerset where the people talk proper, and I'm at Wellington Rugby Club with
Laura,
Taylor,
Lisa.
Fantastic. Okay, so ladies, so I've had a bit of a look on your social media, not in a creepy way, and obviously I've seen that this is the first year for your club to have a women's rugby section. Whose idea was it? Whose idea was to set up a women's team?
The coaches.
The coaches?
Yeah.
Why? Are they bored? Are they...
I think because our under-18s team had finished and there wasn't enough to have another one this season, they understood that there was need for another women's team, and they thought, why not? Get the idea, put out loads of flyers, etc., and went from there.
There's a bit of backstory. One of the reasons I've come down to the rugby club is that a certain young lady, I can still call young lady, I actually met several years ago when she was playing junior rugby, and then you actually attended the first Woody Sevens, didn't you, with this rugby club?
We did, yeah, under 18s.
Under 18s, all those years ago. All those years ago. So, what have you been doing in the meantime? Obviously, with the under 18s being the sort of stopgap.
Yeah, so I left here at under 18s. I went back to Minehead, played ladies there. Unfortunately, the team folded. So then I went over to Bridgewater, which was sort of the next closest for me, because Wellington didn't have a team at that point. Did a few years there, and then seen out on Facebook that Wellington were going to bring a ladies team in, and I thought, that's where I want to be, back at Wellington. So yeah, back in May now. So we started then, and yeah, back in a league, so that's nice. And it's just lovely to be back here.
So what is the sort of the mixture of sort of playing abilities and history? Have you got, you know, a lot of last season under 18s, you've been able to recall back some of the old faces, or is it just, have you sort of had to build it from ground upwards and try to rope in mums and friends and whatnot? What is the state?
A bit of everything.
All sorts, yeah,
so
absolutely.
I don't think they had an under 18s for a couple of years.
Long time.
So there was sort of no girls section whatsoever for a few years. But they've put it out, and we've got players that used to play here at under 18s have come back. We've got primary players like Laura, she's never played before, to come along, give it a go. Some ladies like Lisa who have played before, stopped playing, and thought,
Many
I'll
moons
come back
ago.
for it. We've got loads of different people that come from different backgrounds. Like some played rugby, some haven't. We'll join together.
So your first season?
Yeah, I think I joined middle of July.
Why?
Because I was playing football. Sorry. I had a baby, and then I sort of gotten over having the baby a bit, so I thought I'd give it a go. Saw it on Facebook. I came down just to have a little look, and they were really friendly, so I thought I'd come and just take the leap, and it's a really good sport.
So you said that you played football. You know, how come you decided to go in a different route? How come you go back to football?
I've always wanted to try rugby. I played a bit of tag in school many moons ago, and there just was never the opportunity around here. So when I saw it come up on Facebook, I was like, that's what I want to do.
So obviously, this is your first introduction to rugby. Obviously, you said, you came for quite some time, and yourself as well. Why did you choose rugby?
My family, my dad used to play, my uncles, my brother, nephew, son. So it's sort of been born into it. It's in my blood. And I thought, well, why not give it a go? So I did.
We should never ask ages, but what sort of age did you start playing rugby?
I think I was about 8.
Okay. So quite young, you got involved in it, playing mixed rugby.
Yeah.
But you said obviously that when you got to when the ages split, that became a problem for you.
Yeah.
That's something that we sort of hear quite a lot, unfortunately, a bit annoying, especially for somebody who's been involved in junior rugby. Yourself, Wait, how old were you when you got involved and why?
So I think I was about 14, 15. And I was actually on my way to go to football training.
You just got lost.
And I found out it was cancelled, and the girl who I went with went, well, should we just go to rugby instead? It's already out. I went, oh, go on then. We've never done it. Go on then. And that was that. Yeah, I told Mum, and she was like, "Cool, I've got to come and have a watch because it's going to be hilarious." Yeah, I didn't know what I was doing, where I was meant to be. I absolutely loved it. Just never looked back.
But what did you love about it? What is it that, because I think rugby is one of those weird ones, if you try to sell it to people, it's really difficult to explain why we love the sport as much as we do. Because it's not like other sports where you go on a Saturday. Rugby is like a 4 or 5 day a week kind of thing. You get broken into all sorts. So what was it?
I think just like being a part of the team, like you're never alone, you've always got friends, like you could have known these people for a couple of weeks and you know, they're like your family now. You can turn to anyone and they've got your back no matter what the situation on, off the pitch, and it's just so nice to have that extra family. That's what I love.
Yeah.
So was you aware of rugby before that day?
We used to live in Twickenham, so you think so. But no, I used to play football. I think I once went and watched rugby sevens at Twickenham with my dad, but I didn't know what was going on. It was a great atmosphere there.
Yeah, just knew it wasn't the right shaped ball at the time.
But no, other than when I actually first started, never heard of it, never looked for it, never really interested me, and then the minute I went, never left.
So obviously yourself, you mentioned the fact that the Flyers was out for women's. Were you aware of rugby prior to that as an overall sport, or?
Yeah, I've tried to watch it and tried to get people to explain it to me, but I always just felt like I was annoying them because there's a lot of questions. It's so confusing. But actually coming down just really helped. I played football for 10, 15 years and was not getting any better. So I thought it was definitely time for a change.
So why did the poster trigger something? What was it that was on that poster that made you go, I'll go for it?
It just all sort of lined up with my life, really. I was ready to get back out and do something, try something new. It was really coming down here and meeting Zoe, and she was just so friendly and just drew me into the team. And I intended on training once a week, but I'm here twice a week.
It's fun. It might look scary, but it's fun. You get to meet new people. I didn't know these girls until I started training, and I would like to say that they're one of my closest mates now. I can talk to them about anything. And it's not just that, it's you can bring your families down. I mean, Lara, sorry. See, I still get confused. Lara's little baby, he's like part of the team. Taylor's little girl, Billy, she's part of the team. And it's all family orientated. So just because it looks scary, it's not. Yeah, you might get hurt, but that's only occasional. You bruise
up and you go again.
Exactly. The bruises you get, that's your like trophies.
You don't feel
And
it.
they're amazing. You might feel it the next day, especially at my age. But you know, they're proud when you've got those on you. Stud marks up your back. It's great. I'm trying to sell it. But honestly, when you get taught, it's you get taught how to tackle somebody properly. So it's not as if you're going head on like a rhino. You get taught how to do it. So it's safer. It might, like I said, it looks scary, but it really ain't.
That's the thing, obviously, I've got a history of coaching in girls rugby, and you start off when they're sort of young and developing through. I can't imagine for an adult coming into it and being thrown in. How was it for you?
Yeah, scary. It was really scary. I think more than anything, Q and Dom have just like built our confidence up a lot. And those like pre-season games have really, really helped. Just like tackling people that aren't your team. I find that quite difficult, so now scary a lot of them are. Yeah.
So obviously, what a training session, you obviously got to break it down to give you the experience, the ones obviously you guys have already got. What did that look like? What is that? If I was a new player coming down, what would I expect to see? How would I be treated? If I'm a complete novice.
You'll be welcomed into the team for sure. Dom and Hugh are really patient. Any questions you've got, they'll answer them, which is a lot of questions.
They
Dom
love
and
to
Hugh
talk.
Yeah,
They love to talk.
they love we split off into the forwards and backs, and we get even more detail into what we're going to be doing. Mixed in with a bit of fitness, a bit of a warm up. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to be massively fit to play rugby either.
Well, I suppose that's the old thing. Everybody bangs on rugby is for everybody, every sort of shape and size. And, like you said, you don't have to be the fittest to play rugby. It can help.
It can help.
One thing that Canvey Island girls mentioned was the fact that they coach themselves. Do you find, obviously, with the experience of some of the others, and I know I can say that to you and then say, do you find the experience of the others?
Oh, no, not no.
But do you find there's a lot of on-pitch coaching by those around you?
Yeah, definitely. Poor Taylor. Poor Taylor. Trying to run around the pitch.
When she can get
Everyone's asking questions. But I like it. It's, they're trying to learn, and it shows that they're willing to learn, which is really nice. But yeah, 20 minutes in, and I'm not going to lie, 20 minutes in, running around trying to answer questions I'm very breathless.
So is this why the whole entire team from Wellington have signed up to sign language class? So you can still communicate with Aubrey. But again, obviously you played football, and obviously and yourself. I kind of find that on-pitch coaching is something that's almost unique to rugby. Would you agree or disagree, or?
I feel like you're in a lot more closer quarters in rugby. Football's a lot more spread out, and you sort of in your little sections, and you sort of coach between there. But yeah, rugby, amazing for coaching. Yeah, I'm learning so much from the players and coaches.
Sometimes it's easier if they show us sometimes, especially with some of the girls that are newer, when they come out with their rugby jargon, they're like, what's a ruck, or what's a jackal sometimes, even though I didn't know that at the time. But then once they've shown you, you're like, right, I get it now.
I always say that rugby is a complicated sport to give coaches jobs. I think we overcomplicate as coaches sometimes, and sometimes you'll be able to break it down. Rusty, one of the guys who's coached all England and he's on social media, he talks a lot about breaking it down and putting it into jargon that kids understand. I was on a course with him a couple of years ago, and he actually used computer terms. So they had power-ups and extra lives. If they could do certain things, they were given all these things that I hear my kids shout from their bedroom whilst they're playing all these games, and I'm like, what's going on? He broke it down and gave the children those type of jargons that they understood.
Yeah.
And he didn't need to use other words that were rugby related. They got it from those sort of words, which is, I thought was fantastic. And like you said, sometimes you need someone on the pitch to go, this is what he means.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Just help sort of through it. So I'm not going to go into details and ask who, but how sort of young is your youngest? Is it sort of 18, 19 within the team, or?
I think it's India, she's 18.
See, just for clarification, I clearly said no names. So I'm going to ask this question. So, and the oldest age within the club?
It's not me. I'm the second oldest. She's 45.
So big range.
A big wide gap there. That's. But do you find that sort of makes the experience within the team better because you've got different ages and different sort of experiences, not just on the pitch but off the pitch?
Yeah, definitely.
But like the mums, and then like the little teenagers, and then everyone in between. But it is really nice to have that different all the different ages and get like
Yeah.
different perspectives from people. Because say someone who's 45 to someone who's 18, they're going to have massively different perspectives, like on and off the pitch. So to be able to have both perspectives and sort of combine them is really good.
I tend to mother a lot of them on the pitch. 'Cause my eldest is 18, so it's like, come on, kids, don't hurt.
I think that's one thing is I talk a lot with kids, and one of my background is when we had a friendship group, we had different ages. I look at a lot of kids nowadays, and they stay within that age group. And I think, I know society is changing, and fair play to them, but the rugby club still has that wide range of ages, which I think is so invaluable.
Yeah.
As a personal development, as well as obviously rugby-wise. What's rugby giving you off the field?
A lot more confidence to speak to different people. I mean, the job I do, I get to meet a lot of different people anyway, but it's given me a lot more confidence to do that rather than go, oh, you know, hi, I'm Lisa, and then walk away. It's just, yeah, it's just easy. I don't care. I don't just yap.
Or itself, what's rugby giving you?
Lifelong friends. I've played at quite a few clubs, but everywhere that I've gone, you know, you make those special connections with people. So we might not play together anymore, but you still message, still really good friends, and we're all in Somerset now.
Obviously, you've only been involved in the club for a short period of time, but have you seen sort of a positive impact on you as a person?
Yeah, definitely. Got lots of free babysitters. So, well, they call themselves rugby aunties, but yeah.
I was going to say, little man's got lots of aunties now.
Yeah, no, it's given me some confidence back. It's given me some of my independence and some of me back again. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's
Independence, definitely.
Yeah, he's 9 months. It's also like taught me to be away from him. It's given me a reason to not just be a mum.
Yeah, I found that being on my own, I used to work, look after obviously the kiddies, and then that's it. And that was my life. But now coming to training, which I said I would never do, like 2 training sessions a week.
Yeah.
Now I can't wait to get out of the house. My daughter's a little bit older, so she looks after my smallest, who's 7. But it's just nice to be able to get out, run around the pitch for a little bit, have a laugh.
So I suppose you've almost sat in common majority. So we've got a new player, an experienced player, and is she violent? A very experienced player. So obviously you've been around the club for years. So I suppose it's quite nice for you to be able to have your own team.
Yeah.
So who did you play for? Where did you play before then? Or?
I used to play for Wellington when I was very young, and then you get to like a certain age and you've got to stop for insurance reasons and etc. Stopped for a good couple of years, ended up starting to play for Taunton Ladies for 2 seasons, and then fell pregnant with my oldest son, so stopped, and then just kept stopping. I just didn't go back to it. I focused on him because he wanted to play, so obviously did a lot with him, and just stayed at the club doing either secretary or being their medic for his team. And when the coaches that coached him were our coaches now, so when they said they're going to do a ladies team, I said I wouldn't play. Because I was too old. And then after 2 training sessions, I was like, right, I'm in.
You've got the bug back, that's it.
Yeah, absolutely. It never went. It never went.
Just suppressed.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously I've seen you in your leagues, and you've done quite a lot of pre-season stuff, pre-season games. Everything looks very, very active and proactive. What is the aim by the end of the season? Is there one?
Twickenham.
For the Six Nations. what is there still a juniors girls team here, or?
So there isn't at the minute. I think they're wanting to get us through this season, keep good numbers around here. Unfortunately, a lot of ladies teams are either folding or losing a lot of numbers. So we're trying to keep those numbers, make it through the season, hopefully with some good scores, maybe not bottom of the table. And I think there are maybe some talks for next season about trying to get in a girls section so that we've got those players coming up through the ranks to join the ladies team, which would be amazing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's good. So there is definitely a path that you want to take. What are the numbers at the moment? Are they, do you have enough to fill the squad, or?
Probably got enough to fill 2.
Yeah, I think we've got around 30 registered players at the minute.
Fantastic.
So we're fulfilling, what was it, 22 we can have? 22 every game, with injury as well, so that's really, really good. We're also helping out, today we're helping out another 2 teams, both low in numbers. The game's being held here so that we can help them out, because we've got loads of numbers. It's looking really good for us at the minute.
Is there quite a good connection where you learn each other players and help each other out, or is it still quite difficult for those clubs who unfortunately are losing women in girls?
Yeah, so we've got a few different clubs that are trying to build the women's side, but I think it all comes down to the club mainly. If there's no backing from the club, it ultimately folds. We've been in training with Taunton for a few weeks. They've come here, we've gone there, because they're low on numbers as well.
It gives them a game as well, because sometimes they obviously haven't got enough to fulfill a game. So if we give them a hand, then they get to experience a game, whereas at the moment, all they've probably been doing is training, and that's goes for a lot of clubs. They only train because they haven't got enough to play a game.
Yeah. Well, obviously, one of the big things about rugby is the social side of it. It keeps people playing, it keeps people interested. What are you, as a women's section, what have you got planned over the next season to sort of improve people's social life? Have you got any events coming up that sort of?
We've got a joint sort of social evening, day/evening with our Wellington first team. We're hoping to go on tour next season as well. Well, not next season, the end of this season. Where, we don't know, but wherever it is going to be lush.
It's one thing you've mentioned already today is obviously the fact that you need backing from the club. It's quite nice that you said that you've got a joint social with the first team. Are they very supportive of this creation?
Yeah.
They come down and help sort of coach, and some of them. They're watching the games, we'll watch theirs, so it's like one big team rather than men's team, women's team. It's more like one big team together, which is really nice.
And it shouldn't be underestimated just how much it does infuse and help and introduce players when you've got that backing where the rest of the club. So fair play to you first team for getting involved in that. So you are looking for a tour position then, aren't you? So anybody who would like to host a bunch of young ladies and some that aren't as young. As you can see, there are a bunch of ladies and women on tour. By all means, drop them a message or comment below, and we'll get them to put in contact. Don't worry, they have been DBS checked. You are safe. Okay. So, if I wanted to know more about the rugby club and the women's section, and hopefully at some point the girls section, how or when is the best time to come down and meet you guys?
So we've got the Boxing Day. They do Boxing Day games. This year's been held at Wellington, so you can come down Boxing Day. Most of the ladies will be here.
And what nights do you train?
Train Monday and Wednesday. 7:15 till 8, 9ish.
And if there's no games on a Sunday, do you train or?
We're going to
Not at the
start
minute.
training, maybe.
Taylor and one of our other girls coach the under.
6s and 7s, yeah. Myself and Zoe coach. I coach the under 6s, and Zoe coaches the under 7s. So if there are any younger girls that want to come down and give it a go that are still eligible to play with the boys, you can find us down here at 9:15 on a Sunday morning.
I think it's really important that you said you've got 2 female players down there coaching, which is fantastic. So if you have got a young daughter that wants to come down and have a look, bring them down on a Sunday to have a look. Head to the website to find timings and make sure you reach out to the coach beforehand to make sure they're actually home training before you make the journey down there. Okay, so from me, that's the final of Where's Woody for Wellington. Hopefully I'll see you at the next podcast. I'm now going to go into the bar and get some bruises.
I drove my tractor through